and they don't anticipate the answers to those things. Because when someone's lying, it's much harder to take themselves out as an observer. When we are telling the truth, I can reverse the story because I'm playing it back in my head like a movie. When we lie in an order. So what was I doing then, and then, and then, and then, then. So when you're asking me about it, I follow the sequence. When you ask me to reverse it, and don't say, okay, tell me it backwards, right? You find ways to ask, you were here, and then where was it you were before again? Because now they have to go from that order all the way and then go back. So when you break up the order of not just, because usually we say, well, tell me what you did. They can talk you through it. You want to break up the order so they can't just go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So you do it that way. And also taking the perspective. Because not only do we lie in an order, we lie in a perspective of, from my point of view, what was I doing? So when we're telling the truth, it's much easier to take ourselves out of it and look as an observer what was going on. When someone's lying, it's much harder to take themselves out as an observer.
So they put themselves in it versus observing it.
And when we lie about what we were doing, it's much harder to now break that pattern. Okay, well, what would your friend have seen? So your friend was there, what did they see? Because now it's not impossible, obviously, but it takes more cognitive effort. And again, now the cues are going to start to leak out. So those are really simple ways of questioning that break up the sequence of which people lie. Because that's what you want to do. You want to break up the sequence of how they're lying. And also asking unanticipated questions. So one I love is, say they were somewhere. They're expecting questions of what was I doing? Who was I with? So they're going to mentally prepare those things. I love to break it up. So I'm like, oh, well, what did you eat? Something really simple, because if they were telling the truth, you know, I ate this, right? If you ask that, that can often give you cues of where they were. And they don't anticipate the answers to those things. Because, oh, I had a sandwich from the store. What store? What kind of sandwich? Those things of, oh, I didn't anticipate that question. Because it seems so unrelated, but it gives you leakage cues of where were they and what they were doing.
Oh my God, that's so cool. So they could say like, oh, I had a burrito. Well, where did you have a burrito? Because I don't know of any Mexican restaurants in that area.
Exactly. Because also when we're in a high stress situation, we don't want to think too deeply about everything. We give very quick answers. Say you're pressuring an answer, I'm going to pull information to you. And if you ask me unanticipated questions and I haven't had time to then say, okay, well, what would that information potentially leak about my situation?